Good morning. Are you Takesha?
Yes.
Well, nice to meet you. My name's Jamil Strickland, and we'll be working together to resolve whatever the issue is. Why don't you just tell me why you came here today?
I came here today because I am currently having an affair. My husband and I have been together for 15 years, and I've been seeing this guy at work for the past 8 months, and I want to end it, but I don't know how, and I'm scared to tell my husband what's going on.
Okay, wow, sounds like a serious situation.
Yes.
Before we move forward, I just want to tell you there are some rules here, and I want you to be aware so that you know what to expect, and we know what to expect from one another. As far as what we talk about, it will be confidential. Whatever you say to me is going to stay with me, and I won't put your business out on the street or the internet. Now, I do have supervisors, and they may take a look at the case file just to make sure I'm giving quality service. But other than that, it'll stay between me and you. The other thing is, if you give me reason to believe you're going to hurt yourself or hurt someone else, I have to report that. I'm a mandated reporter by law.
Okay.
So I just wanted to tell you that on the front end so that we know where we stand.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
All right. Now, you said that you were married for 15 years and that for the last 8 months you've been having an affair with someone on your job.
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you tell me a little bit about how this affair got started?
Well, it started at work. At first, it was just, innocent. We were friends at first. Then we started texting, and then we started hanging out after work. And then one thing just led to another, and it's just been a full-blown affair. And my husband has no idea. When he thinks that I'm at work, when he thinks that I'm working late, I'm actually out. We either go to the movies, go out to dinner. I'm either at his place or hotels. So it's just gotten out of hand.
Wow. Now, this coworker works, I guess, closely with you, or is this someone in the same, I guess, building or floor?
We work pretty closely together.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you recall having, I guess, a attraction to this person before you guys kind of started hanging out, or was it something that seemed to happen out of nowhere?
It kind of happened out of nowhere. I mean, I thought he was pretty attractive, but I never thought that it would get to this point. I just thought he was a good-looking guy, and he was really nice. He was showing me attention that my husband wasn't showing to me at home. So I guess I kind of got pulled in. So.
And what are your feelings now towards this other gentleman? Because you said for the last 8 months you guys have been together, and obviously something inside of you is saying, I need to end this. But I'm curious, do you have strong feelings for this person, or have you contemplated even telling your husband and moving on?
I have feelings for this guy, but I don't think that it will ever work, simply because of how it started. And I've contemplated telling my husband a million times. Every time, me and this guy get together, I always tell myself this is the last time, I'm not doing this anymore, but it just won't stop. And I'm thinking about telling my husband. I really want to tell him, but I'm just scared, if he'll leave me. We have 2 children together. What'll happen if we get a divorce? What if he doesn't forgive me? How my children will feel about it? So that's the reason why I haven't told him yet.
And the other gentleman is aware that you are married?
Yes.
Okay. So we talked a little bit about this affair. It's been 8 months, and you said it kind of just happened quickly, just out of nowhere, and that I guess something inside is telling you that you need to just end it. Now let's talk a little bit about your marriage. 15 years, which means 14 years at least. Were there any other affairs or?
No.
Okay, so this is the first time you stepped outside. 14 years, I guess, I'm assuming, I don't know, I guess you'll inform me, were good years because you didn't step outside of the marriage, but something happened that made you say, I want to be fulfilled and I'll find it in another person that's not my husband. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what moved you to the place of, I guess, losing love or feelings towards your husband?
Well, we both work a lot. We work a lot, so our schedules are kind of crazy. So he, it's like when he's coming home from work, I'm leaving out for work, and we kind of, the little things like he used to do, like, the little romantic things, like taking me out, giving me compliments, noticing, when I have a change in like my hairstyle or a new outfit. He doesn't do that anymore. And this guy, I would see him every day, every time I come into work, and he would compliment me. He would do little things like bring me lunch. So I guess he was doing the things that my husband wasn't doing. So that's how, yeah.
And as your husband, I guess, began to pay more attention to other things, have you ever guys come together and have you revealed to him how you feel about the lack of attention?
No. I try to drop little hints like, maybe we should hang out or go out, but he'll always say I'm too tired, or he has to work, or things like that. So I guess it's just not getting through to him. I guess maybe I could have come out more and just told him what I wanted, but I don't know.
And your husband, as far as you know, is just tied up into his work.
Yes, pretty much. He rarely helps out around the house. I mean, we both work, but it seems like he feels as though because I'm the woman that I'm supposed to work, take care of the children, do the household chores, clean up, do everything, and I just don't feel appreciated.
So it would at least sounds like that he has an expectation for you that you don't have for you.
Yes.
And that along with him not paying attention has led to what's taking place currently. And have you guys talked about not only him not paying attention, but even your role in the house and just as his wife?
The only time we ever address it is when we argue. And that's pretty much the only time.
So tell me about a time when you guys were having a great relationship or a great marriage, and when did you notice things starting to go south?
Well, before we had kids. So before we had kids, we would go out, hang out. We would talk all the time. After we had the kids, things got crazy. It was just crazy with our work schedule and then having to care for the kids. We were stopped talking as much. We didn't hang out. We didn't have a lot of time for ourselves. So it was like pretty much after we had kids.
And how old are your children?
They are 5 and 6.
5 and 6. So would you say around 5 or 6 years ago things began to change? Okay. And at the time, or I should say after you had children, did he pick up more work, or was he, because I'm trying to figure out, was he always busy, or did he become busier picking up extra work after the kids were born?
I guess he got a little bit busier because after I had the kids, I couldn't work. I was out on maternity leave, so he was pretty much picking up the extra slack as far as like with the bills and finances. And after I had went back to work, it was pretty much just work, come home, take care of the kids, go back to work. No in between time.
And so he's trying to do a good thing and making ends meet, but at the same time neglecting your feelings and the attention that you desire.
Yes.
And so it comes to a head and someone else gives you those things that you desire and you stepped outside. So tell me a little bit about what brought you to a place of wanting to end it
With
the other gentleman.
Well, I never wanted it to happen in the first place. So after the first time, I told myself that it wasn't going to happen. But then I went back to work. We talked about it, and I don't know, it just happened again. And after every single time we're out or, you know, we do something together, I always tell myself, this is it. I'm not going to go back to him. But I don't know. It's just hard because I see him every day at work. So it's hard to just break it off and act like it never happened when I see him every single day when I'm working.
So it sounds like you know that you need to end it, but it's hard because you see a person that you said that you were attracted to, and I guess guys have been intimate and emotions got involved.
Pretty much, yeah. So, I don't know what to do.
So, let's look at what you want out of, or at least where you want to go from here. You said you want to end it. What are you hoping to accomplish, I guess, with your husband, or what are you trying to get back? Because if he's doing the same thing, if I understand you correctly, it would seem that it would put you in the same situation again if you're not being fulfilled. So what is your plan in terms of ending the relationship, and how do you plan to deal with the issue with your husband?
I just want to come out and just tell him that, well, the other guy, that it has to stop. And if I have to find another job, then I may have to just do that. But the last thing that I want is my husband to leave. But I don't want to just keep the secret from him since we've been together for so long and we have children together. So I'm hoping that he'll forgive me and maybe we can move forward and possibly, you know, go through like marriage counseling, things like that to save our marriage. But I'm just hoping that he would, you know, comply.
So you have talked with the other gentleman about ending it.
We talk about it all the time.
And what has his response been?
He says he knows, he understands it's wrong, but I don't know. It just doesn't stop.
And your husband, you said you plan to tell.
Yes.
Have you considered the potential problems this could cause, or have you considered again how he may respond to this news that for the last 8 months you stepped outside, and how that might, you know, affect you guys becoming stronger?
Well, I know he'll be devastated because he has absolutely no idea of what's going on, and he actually met him a couple times when he's dropped me off at work. So he knows of him. He doesn't know him, but he knows of him. But he has no idea. So I know he'll be disappointed. He'll be heartbroken. I don't know exactly how he'll react, but I know it'll hurt him.
And you already said that if you did go this route, what you plan to do to tell your husband and to end it with the other gentleman, that you may have to get another job.
If I have to do that, then I probably would, because I think that's the hardest part, having to see him every day. And I think that's the reason why we can't break it off, because I see him every single day. So.
Okay, well, time flies and we're almost out of time, but how do you want to end today's session?
Well, I just want to just I don't know. I don't know what I should do between now. Just give me something that I can do between now and the next time we meet in order to deal with this. Like, should I break it off, or should I just?
Well, again, I want to work with you, but I don't want to make decisions for you, but I think we can work together to come to a resolution. But I would suggest, based on what you said, to think about the pros and cons of telling your husband of ending the relationship. How does it look at work now? Is there tension? If I need to get another job, where will I search and where will I work? How many years have you invested in this company? Those kind of things, and obviously just about how it impact your relationship with your husband. So I would just say, if you want to come back, we can begin there.
Okay.
Does this time work for you? So we can schedule this time, same time next week.
Okay.
And I'll expect that you'll come in with having had thought about the different outcomes from ending the relationship and telling your husband, and we can move forward from there.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you, and I'll see you then.
All right.